Woo! What's up, good people? How y'all doing out there? We made it. We had some serious technical difficulties, but you know what? Because we're smart, we actually made it through. Okay. So happy Monday. It's countdown time before Cheryl makes it to Cleveland, Ohio. Hopefully, it won't snow. Hopefully, it won't snow by the time you get here. But we are excited about Sunday. It's
Yes.
going down at 4 o'clock. It's official, guys. We have us a pure, 100% bona fide, certified documentary. That's what I'm going to say,
Oh yeah.
documentary. So, CJ is probably at the theater right about now, and he's going to check it out on the big screen with the people over at the Cedar Lee Theater, who's very excited to have us there. And right now, the theater that we rented out, it holds approximately maybe like 300 people.
Mm.
And so we have about 246 sold tickets. So big ups to Cleveland and everybody who's coming in.
We
What's
will
up?
be in there.
What's up, Shavis? I see you. What's up, Miss Sophia? So I'm really excited. So some phone calls are still coming through. We have a few more seats left. So we definitely have enough seats. So if you guys are interested in coming, we have a red carpet welcome for Cheryl. That's right, Cheryl. We pulling out the red carpet, girl. I was gonna put out the yellow one, but I thought maybe not. Because it's always sunshiny there. But anywho, so we're gonna have a wonderful time, and that's going to be this Sunday here in Cleveland, Ohio. In addition, the next day, which would be that Monday, then you guys will have the opportunity to see it right here on YouTube for the free. So it's going to be free, and I've been invited to quite a few college campuses, to come and show it and have discussions. So I'm sure maybe you and I we're going to be getting on the road and maybe
Yes.
taking this little show on the road. So we'll see what
Like
happens. But we so we have a wonderful topic tonight, and I see some people came in the chat. Y'all was ready for this one. So this one we know is going to be somewhat controversial. Okay, so but before we get into the controversy of should we deregulate the beauty and barber industry, we see that Olaplex is now going through what the relaxer is going through. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Cheryl and I we talked about Olaplex last week, but now they too are in lawsuits. They're being
Jay,
sued. Uh,
I gotta have the
yeah,
keys for the.
so they're having some issues there. So I'm not quite sure how this is rolling out in the United States, but this seems to be taking place in Europe. Okay, so in Europe, they are saying that it is an ingredient called, let me get this right, guys, lily oil. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is a fragrance, and they said they tested this on animals, and so this lily oil, that's a fragrance, it caused sterility in male rats. So the EU said, out of here. So there's some people who's suing them for infertility. So I'm like, oh boy, this beauty industry is becoming more interesting by
Can't
the
turn
second.
it on because I ain't got my key.
You're
Put it.
good. You're good.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Cheryl's just getting herself together.
Cross here.
We got you. Whoops, we lost her. So we're gonna keep going till she comes back in. So yeah, so what's going on, Naya Kobe? I see you. I see you. I'm about to bring her back through. So yeah, this is what they're saying. They're like, okay, Olaplex. So we're gonna see. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a chemist. I think Olaplex is it's okay, guys. It's not my favorite product, but I think it's okay. So there she goes. She's back. Okay, you're good, Cheryl? I think she's good. We're going to see if she, because we got a little delay here in her response. Can you hear us, Cheryl? Check, baby, one, two. Check, baby, one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove her out, and then she's probably going to request to come back in. But in the meantime, guys, so that's what's going down here in the beauty world. So I would not. What they are recommending is that if you think something is wrong with your Olaplex old bottle, that you could just toss it out. But the newer bottle, this, by the way, this is Olaplex number three. Okay, Olaplex number three is the one that's getting all of the concerns. So you could just toss it out, but I think you're going to be safe, okay? So don't go hating on Olaplex, all right? So let's hop right into the topic as we wait for Cheryl to come back in. This is a topic that's very, very interesting, and I just want to see by a show of hands of who's in the chat, what do you guys think about deregulating the beauty and barber industry, because that's where it's going down. Okay, that's what's happening. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Let me see if I can get Cheryl coming through here. Whoops, let's try it again. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Do I have her? Okay, there she is. We got you. Oh, okay, we got her. The roof of her car. You got it, Cheryl? Okay. I don't think we have her, so I'm going to remove her out again. Whoops.
No, but
You got it? Whoop. Where'd she go? We got you? Boy, I tell you, technology gets interesting by the hour.
hello,
Jesus. Yeah, there
hello,
you go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
hello.
Yeah, you're good. You're in there? What's going on? Yeah, terrible idea. I see you. I say I'm gonna go ahead on and take her out. Okay, so I think she's having a little technical difficulties coming through in her car. You know, the car sometimes it just, I don't know. It's trying. She's trying to come on through. So we'll see
I
here.
don't know.
We got you. Nope. Ah, it's a terrible idea. You, you guys say it's. Here we go. There she go. Okay. We see you. We see you now. Okay, so you think so here's the download. There's a big push, not only here in Ohio, but which we'll talk about that. But I don't know if you guys are really aware, but it's actually a big push across the United States, where various states are really really pushing to eliminate the cosmetology and barbering license. So what I'm going to do is kind of take you guys through the education of cosmetology. I don't know that much about barbering, but they're pretty much governed both by the government, the state governments, and so the federal government is what oversees, like, to make sure that these schools, vocational centers, are doing the right thing, and that there's a standard of education, that's taking place in the education of barbering and cosmetology. So what a lot of people don't know is that cosmetology covers hair, skin, and nails. Okay, so the license does not just have one discipline; it actually has two. Okay, I'm sorry, three. All right, we got you.
Yep.
Okay, there she is. She's good. She's good. So I'm just kind of breaking down how this industry covers, the education. So cosmetology covers hair, skin, and nails, and barbering covers, hair cutting, hair altering, things of that nature. So what happens on a state level when it comes to regulation? There are standards that they're really having us operate from, that's really primarily around public safety and sanitation, like how we clean our implements, making sure, we're not using stuff off the floor, like that kind of stuff. And then ourselves, that we have good safety practices, like putting a neck strip around your neck, cleaning our shampoo bowls, our combs, our brushes. So because a lot of communicable diseases can be spread from person to person, just the intimate space, number one. Then number two, the little microorganisms that just survives on all types of stuff. It's really important that we clean this as much as possible to reduce the likelihood of spreading stuff. So that's really the state's primary goal in regulating the beauty and barber industry. So Cheryl, of course, if she can get some I don't know, some connection there, she'll come back through and go over this a little bit more. But that's really first and foremost the number one reason that the government came in to regulate the industry, or to justify, whatever, however you want to look at it, was really around public safety and sanitation. And I'm going to say, as a licensed practitioner, as a hairstylist rather, I think that it needs to stay that way. Okay, so I see some stuff in the chat. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible ideal to not have some government regulations. People are, right now, people are very, very anti-government. As a matter of fact, I don't know if it still remains, but the longest word in the world is anti-disestablishment imperialism. Remember that word? And so in the United States, they're really, really big on anti-disestablishment. You know what I'm saying? And so, but here's the thing, guys. The government is needed. The government is needed to regulate, in my opinion, because what happens when the government comes out. You see a really big balance of inequities. Now, if you think it's happening now, if they deregulate this, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, now this ain't a black thing either. We're talking about servicing people regardless of race, color, ethnicity, religious background. It doesn't really matter, guys. It's really our job to really take care of you in a very safe manner. So that's at the top, that's at the helm. So when you remove that regulatory body to make sure that the public is safe, I don't know, things that we don't think is highly communicable, they really are. And I can tell you, in the hair salon, I see a lot of stuff that comes through, and I've had to have people leave the salon because we do actually come across people who are highly infectious with all types of things. And I'm not just talking about COVID-19, okay? We see people come in with, open sores. We see people come in that's very sick. We see people come in with, stuff in their hair, on their scalp that's oozing. We see all types of stuff. They're actually unkempt. Some people are not just cleaning themselves, around the neck area. These types of things because the skin has all types of cooties and ooties and stuff that if we don't clean it off and you lay back on it, you know what? You could get something too. So it seems like it's not that serious, but you know what, guys? It really is. And believe it or not, the public is really, 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 really big on going into places that are clean, contrary to popular belief. So we know there are a lot of places that are not clean. I know people, I go into some hair salons, it's hair all on the floor. I've been into some barber shops and they don't clean their clippers and everything. Yeah, we do have bad apples in the industry, but the standard on a whole is very, very high, and you don't really hear a lot of cases coming out of hair salons and barbershops with a lot of communicable diseases and infections. Why? Because we're clean, and you, the public, you hold us accountable, because if we're not, you legally or personally, you have the right to actually report us to the State Board of Cosmetology. That's number one. Number two, you also have the right to do what? Not come. And in the era of writing Google reviews, I'm telling you right now, the public has power like never before. Back in the day, we only had like, the yellow pages. We had the BBB. Y'all remember that? The Better Business Bureau. And you could go, wait to get a report to see if a company had been reported to the BBB or even rewarded by the BBB. So they do both. But nowadays, no, I'm telling you, people can get on these phones right here. They can get on these tablets and they can shut your career down. They can shut your business down instantaneously if you are not practicing very safe, and sanitation practices within your establishment. So to me, I see you guys in the chat. I agree that right now the industry needs to have a standard and some regulations, because we do see some strange things that happens when people don't have a license, just like we see what happens in the medical industry. Remember, before abortions became legal, in the 60s and the 50s and the 30s, and even back before then, we'd hear of horror stories of people going into places where people, were performing surgeries and they were not medically qualified. Let's not forget about those butt injections. We see this all the time where people are going to people, in places who have no education, and they're getting all types of what? Injections. So let's bring Cheryl back in and see what happens. All right, we good, homegirl?
It's so funny because long after I lose a connection, I see me. I lose a connection on, I guess, on your end. It's the most weirdest thing.
You know what? I honestly think it's StreamYard. StreamYard is kind of, it's
Well,
kind of
yeah,
weird.
it kept coming on, but I will say this because I'm not moving. Um, and I've been on my phone all day with no problem.
So
So sorry about
I
that,
do.
guys.
I think maybe we'll have to get us a new platform in 2023. I don't know. Maybe we'll find another one to get on. Maybe Zoom, or I don't know, something like that. So we
Where were
are.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
go
we
on.
are into the discussion. So we see in the chat, we definitely have some people. So far, everybody in the chat is like, we need to have the industry regulated, and primarily their concern is exactly what the government said they came into it for, was really for public safety, to to decrease the spread of communicables, that kind of stuff. So Cheryl, what's your take on government regulating the beauty and barber industry? Should we have it in some facets or not? Like, what are you thinking? We're going to go into it just a little bit more, take a deep dive, but that's where we're at the beginning, which is what the government said. We came into this industry because we don't want y'all spreading stuff.
Um, the consumer is not in the salon long enough. In terms of they only can spread it to you and you to them.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really spreading it to the public. Let me just say this. Um, black stylists who are on this call, black hair is not regulated. See, black people who have license to do black hair, you don't have really a license to do black hair.
Right.
You have a license to do white hair, straight hair, the same hair you did in beauty school. The techniques are only regulated under if you use water. Other than that, if you do not use water, you're not regulated or the license because you're not in the written test. All right, is
Hmm.
black hair in the written test?
No, it is not. No, it is
Okay.
not.
All right. So there is no theory. There is no theorem. There's nothing to quiz you about. Okay. There's only method to quiz you about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Half the pathogens and all the things that you do get the test on in sanitation on is pathogens and things that black people don't get.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you start to examine it, I remember having a conversation with Tabitha. Um, and of course, white salons and white cosmetologists want black cosmetologists and ethnic cosmetologists and people of color to help them in the argument at the legislative level, local, and federal level. Problem is that where will you be when we need Afro cosmetology, where we need inclusion on the written test? Where are you?
Mm.
So, therefore, I just told her straight out, I'm not helping you do shit.
Woo!
You guys work that out because I'm not in it anyway. Don't make
Yeah.
me feel a part of it. And then all of a sudden, you have allowed outside research. You've allowed things to happen. You have been disloyal to us. We've been very good to the industry and to the craft and the industry. So, but you don't ever have our back. And so I do have a love hate relationship. And I'm not talking about regulations. That's
Right.
government, that's state and federal level. I think that they do with, I think that the senators and Congress people, they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is telling them. They don't randomly get a wild hair up their ass and want to deregulate an industry that is profitable.
Right. We're,
It's
we're kind of
happening at the
losing you a
state.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. Though we lost you on that
yeah.
last piece that you were saying. You said that somebody is telling them, is putting something in their ear. They're hearing something from somebody, and those people are, the policymakers in the states across the United States. Right? Is that what you're saying? Did you get that? Yeah, she did.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So that's her take on it. Now, my thing about the licensure is that we do, and I agree with everything you're saying. And I'm going actually on Wednesday to speak before I think it's our one of those house committees or something like that. I don't know. It's just actually no, it's the government. Oversight committee. That's what they're calling it. And this would be in the state of Ohio, by the way, guys. This is not, federal. And so I'm going to speak to exactly, what you're saying, because when you look at cosmetology, let's say, take a place like in Hong Kong. Okay, so what they're doing in Hong Kong is they are advancing their cosmetology education. They're going into perfumery. They're going into product formulation. They're also going into engineering, where you could create and make things. So in Hong Kong, they are elevating their education in cosmetology, whereas here in America, we seem to be stuck, just on hairstyling, and the race issues, which it just limits the beauty industry, and it makes it where people just really don't want to become a part of it, because like for 100 years, like you guys have been using the same book, for almost 100 years. The most you guys have got out of it is what Cheryl's father has contributed to it by way of, the California a la, Jerry curl. The hair coloring has been around since the beginning, so that's not anything new. You know what I'm saying? So I think the public and people who might or are interested in becoming hairstylists and barbers, I think they may be like, y'all ain't did nothing, so Why do we need to have education if you guys haven't moved the needle like what's happening across the globe? And a lot of you guys who are watching this right now are probably like, wow, who knew that cosmetologists and barbers could do more than just hair? So, as we look at the beauty and barber industry from a global perspective, here in America, we are definitely, we're the low man on the totem pole. Our biggest claim to hair care right now, to be honest, is who bossing, who got the most money, who's got the biggest, the most followers, very, very on the surface. Whereas when you look at cosmetology on a global perspective, on a global scale, you see other countries on various continents doing all types of wonderful things, and they are moving that needle on cosmetology. And I know myself, I agree. So, what do you guys think about your cosmetologist, having the opportunity to redesign the cosmetology chair, the style chair, or your barber, redesigning the clippers? What do you think about a barber actually partnering with a engineer, to create something that's going to better service you? Some hairstylists are working alongside other companies, other doctors, in the legal field as consultants, working on cases like Cheryl said that she does in forensics. So these are the all types of wonderful things that the beauty and barber industry could be doing. But if we're just going to keep reducing it to, haircut, hairstyles, relaxers, hair color, fades, spread in the hairline, acrylics, dips. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna be like, oh, you guys aren't really doing much, and so the push to lower the standards on education and to me ultimately deregulate it, it is going to happen. And so we love what it could be, but you know what? You, the public, you're going to be the ones that's going to be the game changers because you guys determine our success. And if you guys say, I don't care if you have a license or not, I don't care if you move the needle or not. I don't care if you design a chair or not. The only thing I'm concerned with is, can you do my hair? Then you know what? The majority vote rules, whether you are, licensed or not. The public, you guys are going to determine where we fit. So, or where we, not where we fit, but if we should have the license or not. I am for the license. I am for education because I have a degree and I know what education has done for my life. When I go and speak before the Senate, all of those people who I am going to be speaking to, they all have some education. The people who are making this platform available for us to communicate online, for me to have these earbuds, all of this technology, this ring light, all of these people are people who have education and they also have regulation. Now, is it fair? Is it equitable? I don't know. We know it's not. But you, the public, and we, the people who stand behind these chairs, we have to go up and get out to those politicians and give them what? A different narrative. You got it. And so, because the narrative that they're getting right now, you know what they're getting? It's all about what? Who can comb it? Who can color it? Who can. I'm sorry, we don't do that kind of hair. It's 2022. You still have white hairstylists saying, I don't know how to do black hair. It's 2022, and you still have black people saying, I wouldn't let a white person do my hair. You still have white people saying, I wouldn't let a black person do my hair. What is happening here? We need to move the needle because my dentist that I'm going to, he's not black. You know what I'm saying? My doctors, they were not all white. The person who delivered my children, those were not black people. Now I do have some black practitioners, caring for me. My mechanic is black, so we have the diversity in various other disciplines, but something about hair, it really skirts. You know what I'm saying? It's really, skirting that conversation and the reality that's not being talked about, which is what? Segregation. It's still a whole lot of separation, a whole lot of segregation in the beauty industry, and tokenism is just like out of control, because like Cheryl said, they'll put a black face on there and they'll put in some black people and they'll get their key low. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And they like, okay, cool. We met the what do they call that? The affirmative action, quota. We've got that one black, that one brown person in. So you know what? It's all good. And the public and me, myself as a professional, I'm saying, no, that ain't gonna work. Ain't that right, Miss Howard? It's not going to work. You guys are kind of like over it already. And we see that. We see it. We like the regulations, but like Cheryl said, we got to move that needle, because right now, as it stands, black licensed cosmetologists, we are the people who are holding the beauty and barber license accountable. Really, we are. I'm not. She's not joking. We really are. And I know some white people like that ain't true. Yes, it is. It is true, because everything that we learn is on straight hair, but the world is full of textured hair people. And so we have to move that needle, number one, to address that right there. And then number two, we got to go beyond it. But y'all know America. Come on now. This country, have you guys ever heard of Tim Wise? Go check out Professor Tim Wise. He does an phenomenal job talking about the white privilege. That's what Kanye's talking about. It's getting lost in his anti-Semitic rants, but he's trying to bring it back around, to the reality of white people's positioning of power in the music industry. And so Cheryl and I, we're saying the same thing here in the beauty industry. We have to change that. The only way we can change it is to raise the standards of education. We cannot deregulate this industry, because there's so much more a licensed cosmetologist and barber can do besides hair, just like a doctor. A doctor does more than just practice medicine and teach it. You know what I'm saying? That's like the most you can do. Ooh, let me go work at a cosmetology school or barber college and give me some benefits. Really? Is that what we doing now? Come on. Is that the most we can do, is go to a cosmetology school and teach? Or can we go to a cosmetology school and barber college and raise the standards of that education, and raise the standards of the science, and raise the standards of the technology? Can we do that, or do we just bring it down to Ladosha? Oh, who colors your hair? I mean, I can only get so many compliments, okay? And you guys know me. I think I represent what could be in the beauty industry by leaps and bounds, right? So you guys know what I'm doing behind the chair, right? I write books. So I have my books. They're somewhere up here. I didn't bring them. But I have my books. Or is it up here? Okay. So I have my books. I have hair care products that, yes, I actually talk to the actual chemist the company that I do my private label, Genesis. You guys can go look them up. Genesis private label. Yeah, we get to talk to them and say, I don't like the ingredient in this, and then they get to exchange with us and talk to us about what is going on with that product, with that brand. We actually get to do this. I've worked with companies, Rev Air. Look at that technology. Reverse air. They reverse the air to dry the hair. And I had the blessed opportunity to work with that company. I can go on for days of what I've been able to do beyond the chair to generate income and to what? Raise the standard, but still be able to do hair, not just be a platform artist. I'm never going to do that. That to me, that's the man, that's so overrated. You know what I'm saying? Like platform artists to me, I think it's nice for entertainment purposes only, but most cosmetologists and barbers will be like, I was inspired, but I couldn't go back and use those techniques immediately. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just those types of things that, keeps the beauty industry stagnant. And like you said, right, there's more than just the chair. Exactly. But if we don't go to those hearings, like Cheryl said, I gotta show up. I had to cancel my books out for this Wednesday so that I can drive down to Columbus, Ohio, where our capital is. Not a lot of other cosmetologists are doing it. And I've been going live, I've been talking about it, and some cosmetologists don't have the luxury to cancel their books out. Some cosmetologists and barbers are afraid. Some of them really don't even think it matters, but you know what? It does, because in the chat, let's see. I see we have Miss Howard, we have Clark, we have Sister Nia Colby, we have Miss Sophia the First, and then we also have Chavis. So we have 6 people in the chat who said, you know what? They bet not deregulate this industry, and you're right. They please don't deregulate the industry. Raise the bar. Does anybody in here remember when you did not have to have a degree to be a social worker? I do. I remember in the mid 1990s, early 19 to mid 90s, they began to say you had to have what? A LSW, a licensed instructional social worker, LISW, to be able to do what? Provide counseling. Why? Because people was like going crazy out there, providing therapy. And we see it. We see it today. Sorry, guys, my allergies. We see it today, right now. Look at the number of killings that's taking place right here in America. Why? Why? Because the mental health people have not what? Moved the needle. They haven't moved the needle on how they want to provide mental health services. Why did I leave my career as an outreach worker? I could have gone on to get that LSW, but my supervisor said, you know what, Ladosha, you can better service people in that hair salon. And I was like, I probably could. And you know what? I am. So I changed it on my own, the way that I'm going to provide mental health services to people via their hair. I had to reimagine how I could do what? Provide mental health services. And any cosmetologist and barber will tell you we do lots of mental health work behind the chair. But you need education. You just can't be behind the chair telling people some crazy stuff and giving them your opinion. You have to be very, very careful, because the public trusts us immensely. When you guys give us your money, it's not just about us being able to go and take care of our families, which of course we are going to do that. You know what I'm saying? We are going to go buy some clothes and get a Range Rover or whatever we're going to do, buy some ice cream. It doesn't matter. But the exchange really says what? I trust you. I trust you, Ladosha. I worked hard for something, and I'm giving it to you because I trust you. And all we can do right now is be stuck on cut, color, polish nails, dip nails, microdermabrasion. Oh my gosh, you should see what they're doing in Hong Kong with skincare. You should see what they're doing over, again in Hong Kong with nails. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, just look over in Germany, see what they're doing. So Russia, people be like, I know, I know. Y'all like, nah, I'm telling y'all, Russia got hair care on effing lockdown. You should see them. I used Russian hair care products. My customer was like, nigga, is you crazy? And I was like, dude. And my business blew up because Russia has some of the dopest technology in their hair care products, some of the dopest technology in their tools. I'm really, guys, I'm not joking. And you should see how their cosmetologists work hand in hand. It's no set in America. Paul Mitchell, we're just a customer. The most you can do for Paul Mitchell is buy a school. Really? Really, Paul Mitchell? A school? And the only thing you can teach in the Paul Mitchell school or any of those other schools are what? You're right. Their agenda. But when you look over into other countries, nah, baby, they doing way more than that with their barbers and with their cosmetologists. I mean, it would blow your mind. In Japan, when you go to cosmetology school, you automatically get what? A screen actor's card. You get the bona fides to go and work on a movie set. In America, who y'all know? Do you know how much it costs to get one of those union cards to work on a movie set? Baby, let me tell you. Oh my God. And a lot of people who work on movie sets, they're not even licensed cosmetologists. I'm not joking. As my best friend Chill would say, don't cook it up. Look it up. Don't get quiet in the chat, you guys. Come on, talk to me. I know I'm not the only person who's seeing this take place. In other countries, when you finish cosmetology school, you automatically get the card to go and work in the film industry. Here I am, a cosmetologist doing a documentary. Okay, right. Wouldn't it be nice if we could infuse that into the cosmetology curriculum where you had different tiers that you can go through, just like they're doing in Hong Kong, just like they're doing in Japan, just like they're doing in Russia? People like, I don't know nothing about Putin, but he died for his people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, go onto Google, but this time go into Google Russia, like the Russian search engine, if they'll let you on it, and just I'm telling you guys, it would just blow your mind. Where they've taken this one product is called the Recipes of Grandma Agafia, right? And so the Recipes of Grandma Agafia is kind of like Miss Clara, like is she real, is she fake? But the folklore around Grandma Agafia, it would just blow your mind of how they took this little old, crinkled up Russian looking lady and said she's the mama of beauty, and then they took her home cooked remedies, and you could buy the products with the original recipe where you can make this stuff yourself. Not making this shit up, for real, guys. And they took that and they moved to the next level. Now, is she real, is she fake? That ain't got nothing to do with it, but it's the excitement of that whole Recipes of Grandma Agafia and what they've done to it. Miss Clara, no, Miss Clara don't want to hear from Ladosha. Miss Clara don't want to hear from Miss Clark. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, are you guys feeling me? So let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're so busy. Right. Naya Kobe, That's what my documentary is definitely going to be discussing. We're too busy talking about black and white and all this other stuff. And I'm telling you, in other countries, they not playing. Hairstylists are like up there like surgeons. They're up there like Steven Spielberg's. They're up there like the Tyler Perry's. They're up there like, inventors that we see here in the United States that are just like, oh my God, the person who invented the little gun, the water gun. Like, people just love this kind of stuff. And I'm telling you guys, this is how we move the needle and bring excitement and raise the standards. But to your point, Nia Kobe, if we just keep stuck on who can come out of Afro, come on now. We could get that part. But if we got students to reimagine Dr. Morrow's picks, that part. Imagine if a cosmetology school could partner with the Tuskegee, college. Imagine. Can you guys see that taking place? Imagine if if a hairstylist who likes fast cars got with their mechanic and came up with a better engine for a blow dryer. You see what I'm saying? I mean, dudes, I'm talking about this stuff is it's infinite. Here's another good one. Check this out, Miss Clark. Here you go. We have a young lady who works in a salon and she likes the intricate hair designs where you put wires and stuff and you mold the hair with all types of metals, right? And she's going to school right here at the Cleveland Institute of Art, and she's going to become a mechanical engineer, and she wants to make hair appliques that you can put in the hair and sculpt the hair and do something different. Boom! I'm invested in this girl. You hear what I'm saying? I'm rolling with that young girl. She sees something and I can see it. Can you imagine if I had a piece of metal thing I could put in my hair and I could bend it like I do these earrings? I'm telling you, the children are the future. But if we just do what Miss who just said that? Oh, Sister Nia Colby. If we just keep flat iron, do you silk press? Are you keratin? Come on, people. How many ways is it? Somebody inbox me, and I'm not trying to be funny. Please, I'm not trying to be insulting. But someone just inboxed me on Instagram and said, I would come to your salon, but I noticed when I looked on your website, you guys don't offer silk press. Is this what we at? Is this all we're going to do? What is the difference between a straightening comb, a flat iron, a silk press? What is it? What is it? I wish Cheryl was here so she could help unpack this. We're going to come back to this again and talk about the technology that that's what we're going to talk about, because it doesn't it's not going there, guys. It's just like you said, and you guys are in the chat. You guys are on it. The public is, and they teach us this in cosmetology school. They tell us, they actually say, the public knows more than you. You need to listen to the people in your chair. But we go to classes who, some, not all, but there are some instructors who in our CEU, we call continuing education units, like these classes, they actually instruct cosmetologists to like boss over the client. Like, don't let them tell you. You need to be in charge. You need to be in control. Get your money. Get the hell out of here with that. Look at this chat. These people, you guys are like, we ain't paying for that. The only thing, here's the latest thing the beauty industry have. You guys ready? If you guys are ready, put some hands up in the chat right now if you guys want to hear. Here is where the beauty and barber industry has moved the needle in America. I'm going to wait a few minutes. the silk press narrative took you out too. I'm telling you, I'm just gonna sit back. Let me just get one hand up in the chat. You know that little emoji where the hand is up. Or you can just put a prayer hand. I'm gonna show you guys. This is the technology in the beauty and barber industry today. And so when I say we need this education, we need this damn education. I'm not playing. And you guys know when I go down there, I'm going to bring it like no other. So here is the needle. Here we go. Here is the needle in the beauty and barber industry in America today. Y'all ready? Online booking. What the French toast? You can get an app and you can book, your clients can book their appointments on this app. And you can collect. Y'all ready? What, y'all ready? Come on. Here you go. You can collect a deposit. I'm like, you know what? I refuse to stop to clutch the fake gold. Oh, I never. A deposit? Oh, doctors do it. That don't. What? Is that the most we can do? Is create an app where people can schedule an appointment? Oh, and they can have a store and they can buy your products. Y'all know what I'm saying? You hate it. See? I know I'm not going crazy. I know I'm not going crazy, and they keep trying. Ladosha, you messing up the church's money. Look at the chat. Look at this. I hate it. It's non-refundable. A damn shame. Come on, guys. That's not moving the needle. That's pushing the client away from the beauty and barber industry. This is what makes people say, I'm not going to the barber shop. They charge you to a deposit in case you no show. Let me tell you something. I'm not against the no show fee. And I'm not against a deposit. You got to get your bills paid. Do you, boo. But you know what? If you are as good as you know you are, then you know what? You won't even have it as a problem. Because the one or two people who are no showing or whatever, they won't break your bottom line. Why? Because you always got some in the hanger. Wait, we have a waiting list. I challenge anybody right now to call the salon and say, I would like to book an appointment with Ladosha on Saturday in March. You know what they're going to say? Ladosha is booked out on Saturday for the rest of the year in 2023. And I'm not a celebrity hairstylist, and I don't charge, and I could. Because I'm not going to talk about the price because what's expensive to you may not be expensive to somebody else. But you guys know what I'm saying. People will pay you what you're worth. They will your skills will show how good you are. You don't have to do that. If that's your rationale, I'm charging because people no show. People would get on your books and then not show. Really? If you had education, if you had more education, you would know how to prevent that. You would know how to do your business, schedule yourself, do your customer service in such a way where that rarely happens. That's like a store saying, we're closing. Why? Because people be stealing. What the hell? Ain't nobody closing no damn store because people steal. It comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Howard. We have to talk about this. It's that, and everybody talking, well, Kanye, he talking about, they in control, they in control, they in control. We're not in control. We're not in control. Cheryl just said, how is it that we're African American hairstylists we founded the damn beauty and barber industry. That part. It's us. No, that y'all. Yes, we did in this country. We did. We founded everything here. Well, not everything. I'm getting a little crazy here, but you know what I'm saying? Yes, we did because we couldn't. We were doing their hair on the plantations. And they saw them barbers making that money, and they said, "We need to regulate them. We need to do something with that." Okay, and ain't nobody mad though, because something came out of it, education. But we gonna throw it away on something like book your appointment and then leave me a deposit. And I'm not knocking it. I understand. Don't get me wrong. But my whole point in saying that is that's the latest technology. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, their hairstylists are designing salon chairs and barber chairs. And meanwhile, in Russia, their hairstylists work hand in hand with the companies. Like it's the norm. They're not. What do they call us? What do you call people who work for independent contractors? They're partners, real live partners. In America, will W-9 your ass to death. You're not going to be a partner. You're not with us. We're not gonna keep you an extended period. We might let you sign a little deal or something like that. That's what we doing here in America. We pimping them, and we see it. Look at them on TV. Look at them on social media. Yeah, 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 yeah. But look what they're doing in Hong Kong. They're designing the actual bottles. Them hairstylists. Like I got so many inventions. But people were like, no, you just need to just work on that hair color, Ladosha. That's what's happening. Imagine a hairstylist who can redesign a shampoo bottle and a cap. Imagine a barber who can redesign a blade. It's so much that we could do. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Cheryl couldn't come back through due to technical difficulties. I'm gonna say StreamYard gotta get their stuff together. But in closing, I thank you guys for just supporting the beauty and barber industry. And like who said that? Was it Nia Kobe? Let me just kind of go back through here right quick. Um, yeah, I think it was Sister Kobe or Miss Clark. Oh yeah, no. No, yeah, not that. We just down to like what you say. We are so busy. Let me just put it up right quick before I get finished. Is this where we at, America? We're at apps where you could make an appointment and leave a deposit. And we're still arguing about who can do black or white hair. Guys, look at the technology in front of us. Look at how Sister Nia Colby has an avatar. Look at this technology that I'm coming through. I mean, microphones. Look at all of this stuff. And this was in the chat, you know. So yes, we need education in the beauty and barber industry to raise the bar. And so I thank you guys so much. December 5th, the documentary, the narrative drops. So I'm going to make it a point for the rest of the week. I'm going to talk about the people who are featured in the documentary. I'm going to talk about the documentary. Sunday, the premiere goes down live right here in Cleveland, Ohio at the Cedar Lee Theater on Lee Road in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Okay. If you live nearby and you want to get a ticket, it's $12. I have a few seats left. So come on and support a sister because this is how we raise the bar in the beauty industry. Wouldn't it be nice if more cosmetologists can make movies and a barber? I mean, they supported me. I mean, I didn't do this by myself. I did this with my fellow what licensed cosmetologists and barbers. Now, could I do it better? Of course. You guys were like, Dosha, get back behind that chair. But I tried. And that's what we're talking about. Let's raise the standards. Let's raise it up a little bit higher. I thank you guys so much. Excuse me. We won't, excuse me, be here next Monday because Cheryl is going to be here with us in Cleveland, and then she has to get back to sunny San Diego, California, and I'll be here freezing my butt off. So we'll come back the following Monday, and hopefully we'll have some footage for you guys to see of the premiere. And then, of course, by then the documentary will have been released, and we could talk about the documentary and my efforts. So I appreciate you guys in advance, for supporting me. So we will be back in 2 weeks. All right, and you know what I say when I'm always signing out. Oh, but we're gonna go live now. When Cheryl gets here, we are going to go live. So we'll be back in 2 weeks, but we'll go live. When she gets here for a few minutes, maybe on the red carpet. I'll go live on YouTube. Okay, so you guys can see what's going on for a few minutes because we got to be out of that theater by 6:30. They ain't playing like you gonna get up out of here, Kilo, and all that crazy talking. Okay. All right, guys, you send me an email. Okay, I will look for that email. You know what I say when I'm always signing out, right? I'm on my way up to Silks to line dance, okay? In the meantime, I'm always talking about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and for sure, a whole lot of hair. But check this out. If you ain't got no hair, don't want no hair, can't stand hair. As a matter of fact, you plan on cutting it off in 2023. You know what Cheryl and I say? We say, don't worry about it. Just rub your beautiful bald head because bald head, bald patches, whatever you want to call it, those are beautiful too, and so are you. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Cheryl, I'll see you Saturday. Okay, guys, I love you.